Hello and welcome to the Banter Podcast. I'm your host, Carl. Alongside me is a host, Sapnap.
It is I.
And then down all the way to the far right, we got our host, George.
Yep.
Hello.
And then to the left of him, our host, better looking,
That's right.
Alpha George.
That's
Alpha
right.
George.
Better looking Alpha George, younger,
Older. Much
more
older.
charming,
Much older.
smarter.
charismatic,
Oh, yes.
smarter.
Everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's AustinShow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Wait.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Thank you so much. What a welcome. What a beautiful living room that you have me in here on Banter. Gentlemen, thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate
It's
it.
not a living
You know
room.
how I
Coming to
know
our
that
living
Austin's
room.
my friend?
Well,
Because I was like, hey man, I'm letting you know the studio is a bit gross.
yeah.
Because I'm like subleasing this whole place.
Yeah.
It's a bit gross. And you know, he didn't say it wasn't gross. You know what he told me? He's like, that's okay. Everybody's studio is gross.
It's true. I could never insult Carl. Carl is one of the nicest people I know. This guy lets me stay at his house.
Yeah.
He lets me use all his stuff. And then when something goes even remotely wrong, he profusely apologizes. Like
What went wrong?
He apologized yesterday for me not for him not having something that I forgot.
What
Like
did he
I forgot deodorant.
Oh.
And Carl apologized profusely that he didn't have backup.
Because I usually have backup deodorant.
Exactly.
Remember in London when I let you use all my stuff?
No, I did not stay at your horse stable in London.
Yeah, but you didn't ask.
Oh,
to-
I did use your setup.
used my
George.
setup, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Now
so
he's-
precious.
Okay.
So precious.
Get off me.
So cute.
So you know what?
Is this what your nan does, yeah?
This is a good
Nice
segue,
cheeks.
Austin. This is a great segue.
Okay.
Because a couple years ago,
Yeah.
George would be excited at you tickling him.
Absolutely.
Because George
Stop.
originally started, if I'm not mistaken, as a fan of Austin.
He did.
It's that's a lot. Saying
I didn't know this. I didn't know this, but George was a fan of me, and I had no idea until one fateful day on Twitter, I tweeted at George with the intention of getting him on Lover Host.
Lover Host being your dating show.
My
By the way,
dating
I never
show.
really explained Austin's a Twitch streamer.
Oh yeah, you guys don't know me? Is
Well,
that
they
it?
probably do.
They
but
know
he's,
you.
he's a Twitch
Okay.
streamer. He does dating shows sometimes.
Yep.
He does
sometimes.
other shows other times.
That's right.
He flies planes on Flight Simulator a
That's
lot.
true. It's true.
And yeah, there you go. You got him.
That's it. That's a wrap. I'm a reality TV sort of show host. And one of my shows is Lover Host. It's a dating show. Should I explain exactly what it is?
Quick
Give
elevator
it a
pitch.
10-second.
Elevator
elevator
pitch.
pitch.
Elimination-based dating show in which the contestants prior to the show can choose either love, meaning they're interested in the main contestant, or host, meaning they aren't interested and they like all the viewers from the show. If you don't know what Twitch is, when you host somebody, you give them all your viewers. So at the end, if they choose somebody who chooses love, it's happily ever after. If it's host, they get all the viewers.
Yeah.
So 3 years ago, can you believe it's been 3 years?
You know what's funny?
It's not quite, but it was 3 years in September, I think.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? You were George's age when you asked him to be on Lover Host.
It's true. When I was George's age right now.
Oh, so you're 3 years older than me.
No, look, we won't. Let's not get into the numbers, okay?
Yeah, we wouldn't want to go numbers. We don't know
Let's
numbers
not
that
get
go
it.
that high.
Yeah, no. I was George's age that he is now when I asked him to be on Lover Host. It's been 3 years, and I tweeted at him, and George responded, and then we got into a call, and I think nobody knows this, but George and I talked we had several hour conversations on Discord. Of me trying to convince you to do a Lover Host.
Yep.
That is
I was
George- that-
slightly worried about
Let me butt in here. That is George in a nutshell. George
Yeah.
is like, if you're trying to convince him to do something, that he even has like some small little I don't know. He's
I don't know,
the most
Lover Host
annoying
is actually
person.
kind of, especially for the I was like one of the first people from the Minecraft space. I think it was just Wilbur before me, right?
Yeah, I mean,
And it's slightly worrying.
it was, yeah,
Why is it
absolutely.
worrying?
How's it worrying?
I'm asking why.
Why?
Yeah. How and why?
Just is. It's like, okay, let
Well,
me go.
explain your perspective. Why is it worrying?
I just think it's an interesting show to go on
Yeah.
from my perspective. I
It's
think
stressful.
it's stressful, and it was stressful. It was one of
Yep.
the most stressful streams I've ever done.
Did you regret it?
No, but I wouldn't have done it again.
Fair
And
enough.
Therefore, I haven't done it again.
But you didn't regret it though.
No.
Well, I just want to say this. Before George, Lover Host, I think it was on a rise before George. I think we did a show before him that had like 75,000 viewers or something like that. George's show shattered that record within, I want to say 2 minutes. When I had no idea the Minecraft, like the MC, like Minecraft viewers it was so insane. We started that show, and within 2 minutes, we had 90,000 people there. 2 minutes.
Really?
I'm not even exaggerating. 90,000 people were there for George's Lover Host. And I think the show peaked at 150,000 viewers. The most viewers that I've ever had on that. Well, somebody passed you after that. But
Whoa, who passed him?
Wilbur. Wilbur did it. Tommy decided for Wilbur, and we had 195,000 views.
Whoa.
Damn, you got beat by Wilbur.
Yeah, that was the best one.
I almost.
So I'm the second best.
Where was mine?
Little known fact,
I was
they actually
third.
called George
You were right below
worse
him.
Wilbur.
Right below George.
Very slightly.
Yeah, I was
About the same.
third. So I have the third. I have the bronze trophy.
So yeah, so Sapnap's Lover Host, we had like 150,000. George's like 155, something like that. Anyways, after that we went. So George is the first person in the Minecraft universe to have a Lover Host. After that, everybody in Minecraft wanted a Lover Host.
I'm
George-
just a trendsetter.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Then Carl, you did one.
Mm-hmm.
I think who else?
Quackity did one.
Quackity
right?
did multiple. He did.
Quackity was way before.
He did.
Wilbur.
Yeah, he did way before. He did like 2 or 3.
I thought he did one. Has he done one since he's kind of been like a Minecraft person?
He did one. Yeah, he did one around the same time as Wilbur did.
Bless you.
Bless you.
As Wilbur did the
Yeah.
Tommy decided or the
Wilbur
first
did-
Wilbur?
the Schlatt did
Tommy?
one. Tommy
Tommy
did
Foolish
one.
did one.
Foolish
Foolish?
did one.
That was recent.
Those were more recent. Tommy
Jack
and
Manifold
Foolish.
did one.
Jack Manifold did one. I did one with Skeppy. I did one with who else?
He's done one with a lot.
I've done with a lot of
Did
people.
one-
Our goat, Saikuno.
Did we already say Carl?
Saikuno did one. That's right. That was before all of you guys. Saikuno did one.
Yep.
He was the most loved guest ever in the history of Lover
He
Host.
didn't have a single host.
Didn't
Wait,
have a
really?
single host.
I think I had one, if I remember correctly.
You had one. Who was that?
I don't remember.
Who did you choose to win your show?
Minx. He chose Minx.
Did that work out?
It did.
Are you guys
They're dating.
ever after?
They're
Really?
dating.
Yeah, we've been dating ever since, actually.
That's
Wow.
actually super impressive.
That's
That
very impressive.
it beating the odds. Beating the odds.
No, it's been a long, fruitful relationship. Thank you, Austin.
You're welcome.
I could
No.
never have found Minx without you.
This is what I will
That's the
say.
whole
One
point of the
thing
show,
that
right?
irritates me about Lover Host that people say
What?
is they'll say, Austin, Lover Host never works.
Proof's in the pudding.
Look, I hand you 11 contestants on a silver platter, and if you can't close the deal, I'm just going to say it. That's not on me.
Oh.
That's not on me, George. That's not on me. If you can't close the deal, that's on you.
Okay.
I can't facilitate your relationship after the show. You gotta follow through.
Wait, you should do a second show
Ooh.
called relationship update. I don't know. And then you take the winner. If they chose love, you take the 2 winners, and then they're
Where are they now?
Where are they
type
now?
thing.
Where are they now?
Like a
Love
little-
or host?
Lover Host,
where
where
are
are
they
they now? That's a great YouTube
That's a funny
series.
YouTube, just one video. Like
I'll
a
take
one-off,
I'll
like,
take 10% of that.
That's a great YouTube series. I'm going to start it and I'll give you a few percentage
okay.
points.
That's
New
a fair
percentage
deal.
is zero, still zero. So I have no-
Lover Host, where are they now?
10%.
I gave you a good idea the other day. What was that? Do
I have no idea.
you remember you were like, oh, yeah, I'm going to do that.
Oh, it was it was Hassan Piker and 10 Republicans.
Oh.
No, not 10 Republicans. It was
I know.
it
They
was
were
it was
10
either
people-
it was not Lover Host, it was Love or Republican.
Oh.
And there was multiple women in there that they weren't interested in Hassan because of their differences in political views.
I like that.
And he had to like suss out whether they were a Republican or not.
I like that.
Yeah.
Can I
So if
sign
it
up?
happens,
Sure.
if that happens, I get a good
Are you a
percentage of
Republican?
that.
I will say though,
Go
I've
in.
tortured Hassan multiple times on Lover Host.
Yeah.
I think the next Lover Host will be me as the guest
Yes.
Yo.
and Hassan hosting it, torturing me.
I like that. I think that's amazing.
You think that's a good idea?
You're finally going to find love.
It might even be out by the time this episode comes out.
Perhaps it will be. I'm gonna talk to Hassan about it when we go to England next week.
Oh, you haven't done
You're going to
No.
England.
You haven't even pitched this to him?
No, our friendship works like this, and he may see this, but Hassan and I do things together, most of which he doesn't know about until I tell him we're doing them.
I like that.
That's
yeah.
I
fair.
get behind that.
Yeah.
So
Hassan
you're dominant with
dodges me
Hassan.
every chance he gets
Does he really?
to play the game It Takes Two.
Really?
Yeah, it's a co-op game. It Takes
Hassan's
Two.
a piece of shit.
He's a scumbag. I'm starting to think
Yeah.
people are right.
I think they're right about him too.
I think they're right.
Sitting there in his multi-million-dollar mansion,
Disgusting.
sipping champagne.
God
It's
damn
pathetic,
it.
isn't
Are
it?
you kidding me?
Let me
Unbelievable.
bring the train back on the tracks for a second.
Okay, sure.
All
Bring
right,
us
they're
back.
fine.
Lover
You just
host.
take every opportunity to talk about Hassan, don't you?
I can't stop talking about
You
his
can't
son.
get that man out of your mouth,
talking about
can you?
Hassan, he was on. Talking about Hassan, he was on Lover Host one time.
He was.
Anyway,
He was. Good
Lover
job.
Host.
Yep.
You know, you wanted to switch it up a little bit.
I did, yeah.
You were getting tired of doing the same show over and over.
That's right.
You started doing friendship editions.
Yes, I did platonic versions.
You started doing where it was Lover Host, but somebody else decides who gets eliminated.
Yep, we would mix it up. Yep.
And then eventually,
Yep.
you made an entire second show that had nothing to do with Lover Host.
Yes, I did.
Talk to me about it.
I, in 2000 and, oh God, this was a couple years ago, I got approached by a network that was relaunching called G4. G4, if you're not familiar, was a network, a gaming network on television about 10 years ago.
Yep.
It was then...
It might have been 15 years ago.
Yeah,
at
15
least.
years ago.
Yeah, at
Kevin
least.
Pereira, Olivia Munn, Attack of the Show, some other things. If you know, you know.
And I'll chime in for a second.
Mm.
I used to be a big fan of the cable channel G4. It was perfect for pre-YouTube. If you want to know, like they did video game reviews, stuff like that. But it's like, I know it's like, you just go on YouTube and look up the video game and then review. But like back then, they did not have that. They had like gameplay interviews with developers. It was actually pretty sick. G4 was awesome.
Yeah.
And then YouTube came out. G4 kind of ended up being like what's the point of it now? Faded away. Boom, came back.
Yeah, it came back. And I was approached by the CEO to be a part of the relaunch. And I was like, great, I'd love to do this. Higher level production, support. It was really a sweetheart deal. And so I said yes, obviously.
Yep.
And what I was to do there at G4 was to be a network executive, number one, to help sort of manage the digital side of things. And then also be the host on-screen talent for my own show. And one of the shows that was conceived in that process was Name Your Price, which is a 70s game show or themed after the 70s where you're guessing the prices of internet items that we purchased on Craigslist or eBay. Really crappy items.
Yeah.
In which contestants like George and Carl and not Sapnap
Not me.
compete for in a game of points to see who wins. But it was a really, really fun show. And G4 made it possible. I feel like I'm skipping a few parts here.
Well, I was going to chime in about Name Your Price.
Sure.
To me, Name Your Price is when you hit your stride,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Really?
Because
Interesting.
a lot of
Hit me.
people, I'm going to say this might be controversial.
Okay.
A lot of people could do Love or Host. Not a lot of people could do Name Your Price.
I
And let me
appreciate that.
explain.
Okay.
I think to be able to host an online dating show where the content is kind of created itself to an extent, because you have all of these people fighting for one person. That if you wanted to just not talk,
Yep.
they would make all the content.
Yep.
And it's much easier to do through the internet. You've never done a Lover Host in person.
Nope.
Which would be
That'd be cool.
crazy.
You
I
think,
suggested that to you 3 years ago.
George, you want to do it?
I didn't say I wanted to do it myself. But
George.
I remember saying that. I was like, you should
In
do
the
this
comment
real life.
section, what do you think about IRL George Lover
No,
Host?
I-
at
Could you
the-
imagine he had to vote somebody out right
in
front of
person.
him?
That's what I was saying. It'd be
would
at
crazy
the
in real
Brighton,
life.
at
It
the
would be
Brighton
insane.
Arena in the UK?
I think Name Your Price, you were able to use your personality
Yeah.
so much more. In
Yeah.
theory, you could do Lover Host without even putting on your face cam.
True.
You know what I
and
mean?
I didn't for a long time.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd say
That's true.
I
You used to do it
appreciate
all
that.
well.
I feel the same way. I mean, obviously, it's co-hosted by one of my very dear friends, one of my best friends, one of the most talented guy that I know on camera.
I'm not a co-host.
Carl, look,
What's up?
Carl, I'm saying this guy is incredible,
Yeah,
and you're incredible too. But I'm talking about Will Neff.
Will Neff.
We all
Actually,
know Will Neff. If
Let's
you
give it
don't-
up for Will Neff.
Yeah, Will Neff.
Yeah, there it is.
If you don't know Will Neff, look him up. It speaks for himself, but he's my co-host on Name Your Price, and he is incredible.
Yep.
And so fun to work with. But Name Your Price, I'd say, is one of my first shows that I've ever done where, as the hosts, we're creating a lot of the content.
Yeah.
And so, to your point, a lot of my other shows are like I'm keeping the train on the tracks, sort of guiding the conversations. In Name Your Price, we're sort of leading and doing bits ourselves as hosts.
And I also think that Name Your Price finally gave you a budget
Yes.
to like work with, and I think the production value went up a lot.
Yep.
And I think that actually made you shine brighter.
Right. And as a result of that, it became, I didn't expect this with G4. I didn't expect Name Your Price to become my favorite show that I've ever done. And it did.
It is.
It's
It's
my
your favorite-
favorite
What makes
show.
you your favorite one? Just because you're more involved in it?
Well, I mean, it's just a fun show, right? Like I love Lover Host, right? It's a lot of fun. It's dramatic. It's fun to watch, but to be a part of it and to create is very stressful. What?
It
I
is
just
very,
started
very
laughing.
stressful.
What? What do you?
'Cause I don't know why I just remembered.
What?
I remembered that even though Sapnap's never been on Name Your Price, for some reason Nolan has.
That is
Oh
fucked.
yes.
Nolan?
How has Nolan been on
I've
Name Your
tried to
Price?
get you on Name Your Price.
Yeah, when was
When?
Nolan on it?
Nolan was on it because he was.
We'll get to it.
Now
I
it
promise.
changes from I tried to get you onto it to I'll get you onto it.
We'll get
It's-
to it.
it's-
Sapnap. We'll get to it.
It was the episode of me, Quackity, Tina, and Corpse.
Yeah, and Minx almost killed Quackity. No, was that the episode she almost killed him?
Yes.
Well, Minx tackled Quackity.
Oh, I remember that.
He decided that
And
that
then
was
he had
gonna
to
be
step
Quacky's
out for the
last
rest
day.
of the
And
episode.
then we had to make sure that Quackity was okay.
He hit his head, right?
He did on the corner of a piano.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I saw the video of it.
Well, I mean,
Minx is absolutely
Dude, I'm
RKOing
like laughing because I
Quackity.
can't believe that happened.
I know. I
Funny.
was very shocked. Minx tackled him like a fucking linebacker.
It was terrifying
Yeah.
until it was all okay, and then
Right.
it was funny.
It was fun. Yeah, then it was funny.
Then it was funny. But then Nolan came with me because I was a part of it, and he just
Yeah.
wanted to tag along. And then
Yeah.
we were like, in an intermission, we were like, Nolan, you're
Yeah,
Quackity now.
We're tagging
bro."
in.
They're like, we got to mic you up. So Name Your Price. Where was I? Oh yeah, Lover Host. Very stressful, dramatic. Name Your Price.
Name Your Price sounds pretty stressful and
It's-
dramatic at the moment.
It's not real. No, I mean that episode was, but it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's just fun. It's loose.
You get to be your true self.
You get to play. You get to do bits. You get to play characters. You get to dress up.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
Right?
way
It's relaxed.
It's very fun to be a
it's
part
not-
of.
Yeah,
At least it looks like
exactly.
it. I wouldn't know.
Well, look, Sapnap, we'll
I
get you a
wouldn't
part
know.
of it. I promise.
Dang.
Because so Name Your Price. It started remote because it was during COVID. So we had 3 cameras that were remote. All the contestants were remote, and we were in studio.
Yep.
Then the second season, we brought all the contestants in person.
Yep.
And then eventually we got to an episode where we did it live at TwitchCon.
I watched that
was a
episode.
part
I
of
was
that.
in the
Were
crowd.
you in the crowd?
I was
Yeah.
on the stage.
I was on the stage.
You were on the stage. You
I
were
was
on
in-
the stage. Sapnap was in the crowd.
Yeah, I was
Cheering
supporting.
us
It was.
on.
I
Who
thought it
was
was
on?
awesome.
It was you,
Bruce.
Bruce, Hassan, and George.
Oh, Hassan.
And I'd say when I look at moments in my career, I look back on that as being one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Really?
I got to go on stage in front of, I think,
An Amaranth.
an
Amaranth
Amaranth was
your,
a part of it.
assistant. You know who was funny that episode? You know who's just funny, like scratches my itch every time? Is S-Fan, bro.
Oh, S-Fan's
I don't know why
hilarious.
he's so
He got
funny.
pulled out of the crowd.
Yeah.
S-Fan is very funny. He's a very funny guy.
He just scratches that itch to me, like that comedic.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why. He's just like,
So let me take you through it.
Yep.
So we decided to do this live show at TwitchCon, and I've never done a live show at all. And obviously I have a lot of people that have shown up to my shows, but the idea that people would in person would sit in a crowd and watch my show
yeah.
is a whole different story. And so at TwitchCon, I was nervous to do this show because I wasn't sure people were going to show up for it. Because like I'm not sure if that passion online translated to in person. And when I did a meet and greet with Hassan before, and I was talking to people in the meet and greet, and they said people had been in line for the show. The show was at 2. People had been in line for the show since like 10 to 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Make sure to get in.
Outside. And by the mind you, the theater had multiple events that had happened
Yeah.
prior to our show. And they were in line at 10:30 in the morning. The line was 5 people wide and wrapped around.
Mm-hmm.
And at a certain point, they packed the theater, and the fire marshal had to come and cut off the line because there was too many people wanting to get into the show,
That's awesome.
which to me was so incredibly flattering. And I tell you what, it was the first show I've ever done where I didn't have a Twitch chat, and I just had a crowd in front of me.
Yeah.
And at that moment, I was like, wow, this is what I need to be doing.
Yeah.
I need to not be in front of a computer. I need to be in front of people.
You hate Twitch chat.
No, I don't hate Twitch chat. It was broadcasted to Twitch, and I love Twitch chat. But it's so incredible to be in front of a crowd.
Do you think
and work
the
with
audience replaced the Twitch chat, or do you think you would also like to have, let's say, a screen with chat on it? So you can
I think we did have a screen with chat on it. To be
Yeah,
fair.
you guys definitely had a screen.
There
There was a screen. I don't know what was on it.
I didn't look at
There
it.
was a
I
screen with
never
your
looked at
lines
it,
on it
but,
because you didn't
yeah.
remember your filthy little lines.
No, we all the rules.
And
and
then
stuff,
audience claps, and then that's when they faked their clapping.
we did not fake the clap, George. He's lying.
They had speakers.
But anyway, it was an incredible experience. Name Your Price, my baby, my favorite show I've ever done. And I'm thankful that it's coming back.
And I'm going to tell you this.
Coming back?
Yes, it is.
When?
Well, I just teed up Carl
Well,
for
it's
his.
coming back. Why did it ever leave? Well,
Well,
I'll
that's a
tell you
good
this
point.
something really quick.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say we gotta get to
When
that.
I was a part of my first episode of Name Your Price,
Yes.
actually, I'll go back even further. When Austin was originally joining G4, he was being brought on to help
Yes.
coordinate everything to try to
mention this, yeah.
What was your job?
So I was like my official title was I was technically a network executive ish
yes,
sort of role.
he did a
Or
lot
I-
of back
Yeah.
end work.
So I managed the digital side
Yeah.
of the company. So anything that was the more legacy shows like Attack of the Show and the D&D show that they did and some other things I had nothing to do with. What fell under my purview was Name Your Price and Will's show Hey Donna.
Yep.
And we were coming up with a third vehicle,
which
and I'll
was
let Carl talk about that.
well, I was going to say originally when you first joined as an executive, you also offered me to join,
Yes. Yes.
and I
said no.
said no.
You said no.
Because I just didn't get it yet. I didn't
Right.
see the vision that you saw.
Right.
And then when I went on my first episode of Name Your Price,
Yeah.
I was like, he's actually kind of he's steering the ship a little bit. Like for at least your section of G4, obviously not giving you credit for the entirety of G4.
No, yeah, no.
But you were steering that ship. And I was like, dang, I want on this ship, dude. Like, this is the type of stuff I love doing, too. I love this high-end production stuff. All the stuff that I've always been fascinated with is that. And then I reached out to you.
Yep.
And you were like, of course. You and me have always wanted to work together.
Yep.
And it's never lined up.
No.
And we finally started conversing about working at G4. I had 2 shows planned.
Yeah.
2 shows. One of them, should I say what the shows were?
Sure. You
Yeah,
can say
one of
whatever.
them was, it was supposed to be a spin-off of Name Your Price.
Mhm.
This one was going to be an early 2000s inspired Family Feud style game.
That would lead into Name Your Price.
Exactly. So it would be like in early 2000s,
How does
like
it lead
picture
into
like
it?
detective.
It gets played after
It would
before, right?
broadcast before Name Your Price.
Oh, okay.
And so that was going to happen, I think, bi-weekly or something.
Yep.
And it was going to be early 2000s. Everything was like, picture like how people dressed in the early 2000s, like Tamagotchis, like see-through technology, like Tony Hawk. That's like the vibe we were going for. And it was going to be that. And then we were going to have a different one that was also going to be bi-weekly, but the other week. So we were going to trade off. And it was going to be a super heavily produced, extremely dumbed down version of Dungeons and Dragons. And it was supposed to be like, if you've never done anything with Dungeons and Dragons, if you don't get it at all, it's like, that's for you. If that makes sense. It was like just us role playing, but we were going to create real models and have actual visuals to back it and small animation styles. So these were my 2 shows that I had planned. They accepted both of them. We
Yep.
worked on both of them a lot, actually.
Yep.
To the point where I was like, man, I'm going to have to be in Los Angeles a lot for this.
Yep.
I literally signed a lease on an apartment in Los Angeles. And we had the paperwork ready to sign. It was down to semantics of signing. And I'm visiting LA and I get a call
I was with you when this happened.
from Austin. Is this allowed to be?
Sure.
I think I was there as well, right?
Yeah, we
you
were both
guys
there.
were.
Yeah,
We
we
were
were both
we were
there.
hanging out.
We were
Sure.
part of the story.
And I get a call. And what was it?
Well, I told Carl that the network was shutting down.
Yep.
And it came as a shock
Yeah.
to everybody at the network.
Yep.
But specifically to Carl and I, because we were literally had negotiated companies. When you know you're shutting down, you're not going to go sign Carl Jacobs.
This
Or-
was, for reference, this was the largest deal I was ever going to sign. So up to that point, that was the biggest deal I was ever going to
How
sign.
much was that?
Say it and we'll bleep it. I'm curious.
I told Carl, I said, it's shutting down. And obviously incredibly devastating because Name Your Price was in the middle of season 2.
Yeah.
We were about Hey Donna, which was Will
like-
Neff's show.
It was really taking off.
Was really taking off, really hitting its stride.
Yeah.
And starting to do really well for itself. Was done.
So wait, why did they shut down?
Yeah, what if everything was going so great?
If everything was so jolly,
It
what
wasn't
happened?
going great. The network wasn't doing great holistically, right?
Hmm.
There was a lot of
It was only your ship that you were steering was going well.
not necessary. I don't want to say that.
Okay.
I don't think that's fair.
That's
I think
I mean, people were there. It was just honestly, it's like
They were
If we're
spending too
being
much
fair-
money or what?
let's just say this. It didn't matter how well my show was doing.
Mhm.
It didn't matter how well Attack of the Show was doing.
There's a lot more to it.
There's more. We were in a very expensive studio space,
Mhm.
and the space at which we were in, the money that was being spent across the board.
Wasn't being made back.
they were spending way above their means.
Yeah, right.
Way
it
above
was
their means.
it was not a sustainable business model,
Mhm.
and it was the frustrating part is they were doing things. I think they were making steps towards getting to a place where it was a bit more sustainable, but ultimately it was shut down because it just was way too far from being sustainable. So my show, Attack of the Show, any other show could have done 1 million viewers. It didn't matter.
Mm.
It was just the money wasn't there, and it's sad because G4 had an incredibly talented staffs that across the board, across my shows, across the other shows that I wasn't involved in. Incredible talent on screen, off screen, but ultimately it had nothing to do with anybody's ability at G4 in terms of like the talent or anything like that. It was too expensive and the numbers didn't make sense, and that's why it was shut down. And I don't want to get into it, but you know that's just why it was shut down.
Yeah.
But
But it was shut down like, to be clear, it was like shut down in a way where it was like people found out it was shut down because everybody's accounts got seized, like their emails for the at G4 email.
They just shut
were,
everything down. Without
like everything was
people?
shut down, and then they were like, "Yo, we're gonna have a meeting tomorrow."
Wait, what?
Like everybody like was
So
made aware
It
of
was
it.
just
A lot of people were made aware literally from tweet rumors announcing that G4 was shut down.
Huh?
That's how a lot of employees were made aware. I know for a fact, like the completionist, Gerard the completionist, he's like a YouTuber.
How were you guys made aware?
I think I mean a lot of us just kind of read between the lines. I don't remember exactly the phone call that
So
I
you
got.
didn't find out from Twitter?
Um,
Because that would have been crazy. Imagine just like you go on Twitter and you're
I don't
well, that's
remember
what I was
how
saying. Like
found-
the completionist.
I don't
shout
remember
out.
how I found out, but I just saw a bunch of things and I was like, maybe I saw it on Twitter, but I was like, oh, I know this is happening because
Yeah.
it's obvious at this point.
He like the completionist was one of their big talent members. I remember he's actually an awesome YouTuber, and he tweeted it and was like, he like responded to it and was like, I just found out that I got fired from this tweet right here or something like
Wait,
that.
I think I remember seeing that tweet.
Yeah, it was crazy. I don't know about Fiona,
That rings a bell.
but
we read between the lines. I mean, it was weird. A lot of shows were kind of like stopping production on certain days. It just we just knew it was falling apart. But anyways, the network ended, unfortunately, and it had my shows attached to it and Carl's shows to be made. And that was really sad
yeah.
because we really were excited to work together.
And now
But
Name Your
Connie's-
Price is never gonna happen, and we're never gonna work together.
That's right.
Wait a second.
Wait a second.
But you just said Name Your Price is coming back.
That's right.
How is that happening?
Well, let me tell you, I was very sad, but the moment G4 sort of fell apart, I was immediately committed to seeing if there was a way I could get Name Your Price, the rights to Name Your Price.
Because so at the time being, G4 had the rights to it.
They did. G4 had the rights to the show, and thankfully, they were nice enough to work a deal with us to get the rights for Name Your Price in a way that it made sense,
Mhm.
right?
How does that make sense?
George just wants all the little details.
I don't want to go into the details of the business, but it made sense, and it was fine.
Okay.
It-
That's a reasonable
I have
answer.
the
But
rights
I will
to
be
name your
asking
price.
more details later.
I have the rights to Name Your Price, and Will also has the rights to Hey Donna.
That's good.
So it's a little bit of a happy ending. You know, you guys got the rights to your shows.
Right, it's great, and it can continue. But Name Your Price wasn't cheap.
It's expensive to run.
Yeah, I mean, it's expensive. It wasn't like, it was lean. The budget was lean, but it still cost money, something that I couldn't afford personally. So I needed a partner. I needed a partner for Name Your Price.
Partner in crime, huh?
Wait, but then you found one?
I did find one.
Whoa.
I recently announced that I joined an organization called Misfits.
Yeah.
In fact, somebody in this room also announced that they joined an organization called Misfits.
That's right. Vian and Austin announced that we joined a content org
That's right.
named Misfits.
That's right. We joined a content organization named Misfits, and because of the rights that I have obtained from Name Your Price from G4, we are now going to be able to make Name Your Price again. And
Bang.
I can't leak the details of this show because this podcast will definitely come out before I announce it.
Yep.
But
surely you can give us a little hint.
I can give
A
you
little banter preview.
Come
huh?
on.
I can give you a little preview.
Give the Bantonians something to look
I can
for.
give you a little preview.
Guys, he's giving us one.
I can give you a little preview of what Name Your Price is going to look like moving forward. One thing I want, if there's fans of Name Your Price that are watching this, one thing that's really important to me is the show is at least
Yep.
what you expected it to be from the past. Nothing's going to, the brand of the show is not going to change.
So it's the same.
Name Your Price. No.
He's saying at minimum.
At minimum.
At the
minimum.
baseline. Okay, so let me explain.
Introducing New
the best
epic
of
factors.
the best of Name Your Price is now the base.
Factors.
Yeah, exactly. The best in Name Your Price, what you loved about Name Your Price will stay, right? I think that's important to say because when something moves to a different production partner, you want to know that the show that you loved is going to still be at its core that,
I agree with that.
right? But it's going to be better.
Yeah.
It's going to be even
How
better.
so?
Well, there's a big piece of this that makes it so much better, and I can't tell you what it is.
And it's
You wanna
going to
know
be.
what?
I'm dying to know.
that I'm going to be on the show. That's what makes it
I mean,
so
Sapnap
much
will
better.
probably be
How
on
about
the
you
show.
tell us?
And that's what makes
How
it
about you
so
tell us?
much better.
We'll bleep it, and then you can see our reaction.
All right, sure. You got to bleep this though. It's
Okay,
very
but you have to
important.
hide your face.
Name Your Price.
Whoa!
I actually did know about that, to be fair, but
That is
yeah, that is
crazy.
that is a game changer.
That's crazy.
That's crazy because they're.
I want to
bleep that
I want to do it. That's crazy because they're.
Whoa!
Yo.
So anyway, that is really exciting to me. And you know, I don't want to give any more hints.
No,
but
yeah, that's
it's
It
going,
is
it's going
exciting
to be that and don't say it anymore because he's gonna forget to bleep it out. But
bleep it out.
we're going to announce this in a trailer on Twitter. I can tell you that much.
yeah.
So it's going to be announced.
Over
Probably,
at my Twitter.
I can't tell you. Maybe I can tell him when it's going to be. When it's
You
going
could
to
give
happen.
like a large window.
It's going to be in 2023.
There
you
you
go.
go, guys.
It'll probably
That is
be
a large window.
It'll probably be
Smaller window.
towards the end of the third quarter.
Okay. Wait, that's a lot to work with, to be fair.
Isn't it like November?
And just in
December?
case people
That's
don't.
quarter 4.
Yeah,
Just
bro.
checking. I
November
was
is
just
like-
checking you.
Bro didn't know that
Making
November
sure
was in
that-
Q4.
I was just making sure he was.
Is are
listening.
quarters a business term? Like being quarter 1, quarter 2? I feel like
Yeah.
that's definitely a
But-
business term. So if you don't know what quarters are,
But we had some of these. That's true. We had some of these plans at G4. So if you're wondering and you're like, what is Austin doing? He never streams.
Yeah.
Well, Name Your Price was supposed to go into season 3 at the beginning of this year.
Oh, the
Yeah.
first quarter.
Yeah, the first quarter of this year.
not
Yeah.
the second
That
quarter.
season now, but the transfer, and we had to negotiate some deals and things like that and work some logistics. It's now being pushed back, justifiably so.
They're like Q2 or something.
No,
You just said
Q3.
Late Q3.
Are you
Oh,
trolling?
late
We're in-
Q3.
We're in
Q2.
Q2.
Oh, that's true. Oh,
So
maybe it's coming
look
in
out for
Q4.
that. It's my baby. I love it. I'm going to feature, hopefully, I will feature all of these guys in this room on the
Yeah.
show.
Talk to me about Misfits a little bit.
Well, look, Misfits is a great organization. That one thing I love about Misfits
It's
is
the second best org.
well, no, come
No.
on, Sapnap.
It's the second best.
I came
that's
from-
that's a good rating.
I have no bad blood with my previous organization. But one thing I love about Misfits
I literally forgot you were in a preview.
I
had to
forgot.
think
What
about
org
that.
were you a part of?
I was in
Sorry.
100 Thieves.
Oh yeah.
I have no qualms about that organization. I love everybody over there. No qualms. But one thing I love about Misfits
Go ahead.
is they are very, very focused on investing in creator-driven content.
Yeah.
And that's what I need.
Oh, CDC.
Yep.
CDC.
I need a
Creator-driven content.
brand or an organization that is invested in creating creator-driven content.
CDC.
I also want to chime in.
Yeah, I was going to lead you in.
I really because I've been offered to join many an org.
Yep.
Full transparency. Many an org. And I've pretty much never considered it except for a couple times.
I knew this.
And you know this.
I knew this, yeah.
And when we both, first of all, another fun fact, me and Austin both kind of decided that if we were going to join an org, we'd do it together.
Yep.
And that's why we both joined at the same time. That's
Yep.
why we had the announcement together.
Yep.
But the reason I felt comfortable joining Misfits is because the owner, Ben, like listens to me. And not like listens in a way that most owners will pat you on the back and be like, yeah,
nice
man,
idea, man.
nice idea. You know what? We'll really put that in consideration. But like he actually listens to me.
He does.
And whenever we started like the Roblox side of it with Pixel Playground, he had this whole structure of how we wanted to promote it to begin with. And I was like, I have a feeling that this is going to work better. And it was a very unorthodox way of promotion. We actually silently uploaded the first 3 videos. We never said a word about the channel existence until the first 3 videos were out. And that was like kind of a gamble in his eyes. He was like, why wouldn't you just talk about it? I was like, just trust me. It's like something I really think I'm comfortable with. I really feel. And he straight up trusted me. He was like, all right, I'll take your word for it. And that's the type of stuff that makes me like confident that I made
Why
the right
did you want
choice
to do it
with
like that?
Why did I want to do it like that? Without
feels
getting
less-
without
feels
getting
like-
too nerdy.
Does it feel like less corporate-y?
No, it's because just to get into the algorithm better.
You didn't
it's-
want fake traffic or something. Fake traffic.
So the idea is
Direct
if
traffic
you
from a
promote
link.
if you promote it whenever one video's out, then you have no bingeable content for them to go back to look at. But when you start promoting it after you have multiple videos out, and then they binge all of the multiple videos, then they can be put
It's
into. It starts getting recommended to them even if they don't subscribe.
So why not
So
just
Destiny.
upload like multiple videos at the same time and then just
Because
Because that's not good for the algorithm.
yeah. Also, like the
You think
third.
it's good to spam post.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
TikTok, is it?
you could post like 1 a day, 3 days, and then bang.
But you also want to teach the viewership the schedule, especially Roblox channels are much different than anything you've ever done. Like it's like literally like
You don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
bro.
no,
Hey,
not like that,
I'm
but
just-
like
I'm
it's
just,
like
you know,
it's like the
questioning.
kids
He's
that
smarter than you.
the kids that watch Roblox, they
Mhm.
like they put it scheduled into their day. You know what I'm saying? See, so it's like
they have nap
they're
time.
like
Yeah.
Monday morning, it's time to watch this. Like
They
straight
have
up,
nap
it's like
time. They have brekkie, and then they have Pixel Playground.
yeah, exactly. There you go.
They wake up, they get some brekkie,
They have some-
school
they
time,
have some
and then from 4 to
Mummy's
5,
Milky.
it's Pixel Playground time.
What is this? What is
Do they have
this?
Mummy's Milky during Pixel Playground?
Dude, you know what?
I think
could-
they might. I think they
They
might.
can grow up and have a kid before you next upload. So
True.
actually, let me look it up.
I want some mommy milky while I watch Pixel Playground.
I could
for the
actually be
record.
wrong. Let me check.
I don't like boobs.
Really? But like you admire them though.
I
Like,
admire
you understand
boobs.
why, they're
I
so
admire
fascinated.
boobs. I just don't really enjoy them sexually.
That's fair.
That's fair. I also
I disagree.
I
I don't think that's fair.
I like boobs. I like to touch boobs.
You like to touch them.
consensually. Yeah.
You've touched
Because it's
you've
like
touched
it's like touching
my breast.
I like pecs.
You've touched my breast
Maybe I'm a
multiple
little
times
biased.
today.
Maybe.
By the way, somebody yesterday said, Austin, you're in your fruity arc.
yeah.
I feel like you've been in your fruity arc for
This
a
is
long
what
time.
pisses
probably.
me off. Can I say something?
No,
Get
go
in.
on.
Being gay, and I want to say, I'm not queer coded. I quote Hassan Piker and saying, I'm not. I quote him just in case what I'm saying is problematic. Then I
Yeah.
can
Then
just
it's
quote
Hassan.
Hassan.
It's Hassan,
and
not
it's
you.
Hassan's fault. Then he'll take.
That's
the
a good
heat.
idea.
I'm good with that. I like that.
So I'm not very queer coded, and if you wonder what that means, it means that like I don't fit the like what you would if you're like, oh, if you were to look at me on the street, you wouldn't be like he's gay, and that's to me that's sad, right? Because at the end of the day, gay shouldn't look like anything, right? It should. It's in all of us. It
Wait,
doesn't-
you saying they shouldn't look like anything? Like you want them to all disappear?
No, that's
Yo,
Is that what you just said?
That's what he said. No, that's what
not I
Hassan
meant.
said.
That's what George says.
Oh, okay.
I haven't
lot.
spoken part
Yeah.
of this conversation yet.
So, but one thing that, and being sort of more masculine presenting and not as queer presenting does come with a lot of privilege, because as a result of the fact that I'm a little bit more like not queer coded, I don't face the same abuse that a lot of queer people do, because people don't know how to like they just think I'm like, oh, just like a straight white guy. So that being said, it is frustrating because people will it is frustrating to be assumed as straight. Even when, if you know me online, I am very openly gay.
Yeah.
And so I will say it is annoying to get those comments, but
Well, to be fair, you are in your fruity arc.
It's just been
it's true
It's just
forever.
been
20-something year
It's
long.
just been a long arc.
It's true. But yeah, I mean, I think we need to move past the assuming anybody's sexuality of any sort. And I hope for a world in which we won't be surprised or make assumptions or do any of that, because truly the most natural thing, sexuality is fluid, and all parts of the spectrum are normal, natural, and what makes you human. So I hope that at a certain point we can just sort of, I don't know, not make those assumptions. That being said, I'm only human. I've made assumptions too, and I continue to make them. But I hope one day, we raise a generation of folks that don't really see that, and they just see it as fluid, which, because it is, right? The only reason we think of these as like very binary sexualities is because we were conditioned to think that.
And I feel like it's because it's like much easier to comprehend for somebody that's never thought about it, to be fair.
True.
Right?
Very true.
It's like you're either straight or gay, and then
Yeah.
you're like, oh, okay, I get that.
And I went to Rome.
Yeah.
I went to Italy. And
Rome wasn't built in a day. Sorry,
wasn't.
I had to get that. I had to get
Well,
that
to be
out.
fair, it wasn't.
It's true.
It wasn't.
It
I've also
wasn't.
been to Rome.
Have you?
Yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck, George.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Get the fuck out. Leave.
No,
We don't need you for the last.
Oh
little
my
bit.
God.
Go.
Ow, that actually hurt.
I know.
I'm bleeding.
No, you're not.
You
I
know-
might be.
I almost tore your arm off.
Bro said I'm bleeding.
No, you're not.
I can't.
No, you're not.
Well,
All right,
this conversation actually perfectly.
It did.
Guys,
to be clear though,
this conversation perfect.
clear, it did hurt.
I'll get it
okay?
out.
It did hurt.
Okay, George, we get it.
So I
Shut
went to
up.
Rome,
It wasn't built in a day.
and ancient
Don't get
Rome,
that wrong.
ancient Rome was gay as fuck.
And don't
Were
get me
they really?
wrong. Wasn't built in a day.
It
wasn't
wasn't,
built
and
in
it
a
wasn't built in
And
a
guess
day.
what, guys? I've been there.
Yeah, look, everybody was doing everything back then. All I'm saying is this is before.
Oh, you're saying okay? Sorry,
So
so I
ancient-
didn't hear a
wait,
word
ancient-
you just
so
said because I
ancient Rome
kept
was
trying to
hella
figure
gay.
out a place to
ancient
say.
Rome was very gay, and this is like
Wait, why
predated-
was yeah?
George, shut the fuck up. He was literally. I'll tell you what he was doing. He was explaining it. Now shut
Why
your
was
mouth.
Rome gay?
Well,
I already
'cause
asked
when
that
I was there,
question.
the point
It
of-
didn't seem gay.
The point I'm trying to make is ancient Rome,
Ancient.
ancient Greece was very
I'm
gay,
Greek.
and back then it wasn't a stigma because this predated religion. And not to get into that whole argument,
Not to open up that can of worms.
humans were humans then as they are now,
Humans
right?
Are so interesting.
That's all I'm saying.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm Greek. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Why are they trying to suppress your voice?
I don't know.
You hear that?
Heterosexual straggots.
Ah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah.
That took me a second. Let's
Wait.
go.
If you just, never mind.
Straggots. You heard me.
Play that.
That's
shit.
right. I unlocked a new slur for straight people. Straggot. I think one thing to be conscious of is a lot of queer people talk about their sexuality, at least I do, is because I think that I was in the closet for so long and had to hide so much. Like that part of your life was like completely hidden for many years. And I had to lie about who I was talking to. I had to lie about where I was going. I had to do all sorts of stuff. So that part of my life was so hidden. So I think when you actually finally come out, you're almost making up for lost time a little bit.
Mm.
And as a result of that, you kind of like want to shout it from the rooftops and talk openly like, oh my God, I'm gay and I can say it and I can talk about it and I can just shout it. And I have no shame whatsoever to talk about it and be open about it. So I think it's something important to think about when you're like looking at a queer person and being like, is that all you like? We get it. You're gay. It's like, okay, imagine you had to hide your love interests. Imagine you couldn't talk about who you found attractive. Imagine if you were the only person that you had to speak to about how you truly felt or what your sexuality was.
You'd want to scream it out.
Exactly. You want to scream it out. So I think that's why there's a lot of queer. That's why we have pride parades, right? It's because it's a celebration of something that so many of us kept so secret and locked in. And I think that it's sad to me that some people are like, we get it, you're great, you're gay or whatever, and people like try to do like straight pride parades and whatever. They're missing the point completely. When you have something like I said, you have something like that's so, I don't know, locked in, can't talk about it, right, George?
Just kidding. What does that mean?
I'm kidding. But yeah, I thought I'd say something about that.
Yeah, that's fair. Good point.
It's kind of like a who asked sort of moment because nobody was asking about that. But.
No, I don't even remember how we started. I think we were talking about G4 shutting down.
And then all of a sudden we talk about gay shit. Ancient Rome and then gay.
We talked about Misfits and then it went to gay ancient Rome.
Yeah, we went Misfits, gay ancient Rome.
Yeah.
And now, just to finalize the docket, because I'm a bit...
Am I all over the
He's
place?
a completionist.
I was going to
If
say
you will.
that 3 out of the 4 people
Are gay.
right here are gay, and you have to figure out who's the straight one. No, 3 out of the 4 people that are here have joined orgs of some way, shape, or form in the past like half of a year.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that lines up with also there's like left and right orgs are just shutting down in the past year.
You know
so
what?
it feels like
Both of our orgs are still in it.
yeah.
We're still in
org
it, baby.
Are you in an org?
No.
That's why he said 3 out of 4.
That's what-
He just joined NRG.
Yeah, try listening
NRG.
next time.
He just joined NRG as a co-owner.
Are you guys co-owners?
Congratulations.
I'm a co-owner of Misfits.
I'm not, unfortunately.
It's
That's okay.
It was like the announcer was like, co-owner Carl Jacob and Austin Show.
and AustinShow's also here.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't like
That wasn't like
but 3 of us are now massive parts of orgs.
And guess what?
A 4th one coming along the way.
It's coming your way soon.
If you're an org and you're
Really?
interested,
Really, George?
yeah,
100 Thieves George?
we got a little free agent right here.
We got
George.
a
I like to call
agent.
it Fragent.
Free agent, we got a free agent right here. But I was gonna say, what do you think allured you to join this climate? Even at it feels like it's at the most unhealthy it's ever been.
Let me tell you, I know the
orgs
answer
in
to that
general.
one.
For me?
Mostly esports orgs.
Me?
But
I know
orgs in
Austin's
general.
answer.
Yeah, we'll start with you.
I know what it is. You want me to tell them?
Yeah.
It's the money. That's why he's in it. He just loves money.
Well, I want to know why you think it'll succeed.
And
now.
also, he loves money so much, he shares it with me. Austin gave this to me.
I did.
He slotted it right in
George,
the waistline of my
Everybody
oh
who
my-
knows me,
my pants.
everybody who knows me, everybody who knows me.
Yep.
In fact, you know what? I'm going to call my good friend Hassan Piker. Yeah.
Look at a live Hassan reaction. He's live.
Let's see if he answers.
Wait, he's live? That means we can pull his video.
Ooh,
of
Hassan
this.
is not going to answer
He's
when you
not gonna
needed
answer.
Hassan most. I would get up. I actually don't think he's going to answer, and I don't have to walk back to my seat. And there it is.
Okay, so look,
Try one.
here's the deal. We'll show this. We'll show this to Hassan later. But
We
if
won't,
anybody can vouch for me, I know it's Hassan. I am not driven by money.
Don't touch me.
Oh, why? Is it because I'm gay? If Sapnap was here, I'm sure you'd let him touch you.
I don't want someone to touch me either.
Would you let me touch?
Carl can touch me.
Ooh, KNF.
Ooh.
I do
No,
like the
George
ANF.
already has DNF. He doesn't need another one.
What about SNF?
SNF is shit.
I hear Carl Knapp is really strong.
RNF is pretty strong.
Donup's been dying, actually.
ANF is the
No.
new up and
You know what
coming.
has been dying?
You know what
DNF.
pisses me off?
What pisses you
These
off?
motherfuckers will ship everybody with everybody but the gay guy. Like, what the fuck is going on?
I was thinking about that, and I was like,
Can we talk about this? Nobody ever talks about this.
That's an interesting point.
Like,
actually.
look, y'all are shipping.
But actually, I disagree because your entire chat was spamming ANF. So explain that.
oh, true. Actually, but if I say that, like, if I say, that's
But
true.
if we don't bring that up, then it's true.
It's true. They're shipping
Are
everybody.
you also
except-
ship with Hassan?
Everybody's. No, I'm not shipped with his son. Nobody wants to ship me with that. He's
With that
so
what?
straight. Nobody can even fantasize about it.
Except for you.
No,
you do.
Not my type. Hassan is not my type.
Who is?
What's your type?
Am I your type?
You know what, George? You're not.
Okay.
Can I be your type?
Is
Am I
Sam
your
your type?
Carl, everybody here, Carl's my type.
Yeah.
You know why?
It is.
Why?
Well, Sabnap, you got a beautiful beard,
Yeah.
and you know how I am.
You don't want the beard?
No, I'm not into beards.
So if I shave the beard, then would I be your type?
Maybe a little bit more.
Let me
Am I-
shave
But
your
no,
shadow.
don't shave your beard because most people like beards.
Yeah.
'Cause
I like it.
It looks good on you.
Thank you.
That's what I'm saying. Like I can look. Hassan's also not my type.
Because he has a beard. Or he
That's
used to have a
nothing- He's
beard.
just a big like just hairy, sexy, just broad shoulders.
Wait a second.
And just nice chest and big old
He shows that off a lot, doesn't
butt
he?
cheeks.
I do get Hassan nipples on my Twitter timeline every once in a while. I mean, I'm not complaining.
Like
Just-
this. No, but I know when a man's attractive, but let me tell you what's so attractive about Carl.
Wait,
I know what's attractive about Carl. Can I say it first before?
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, say it at the same time.
Say it at the same time.
Yeah.
No. I'm going to say, I was going to say Carl's groovy.
He's groovy.
He's groovy. He has that kind of groovy essence to him.
No,
What is this?
Carl dresses nice. He smells obviously he's good looking. That goes without saying. He dresses really nice. He smells really good. His room is impeccably clean. Carl is somebody that I just want to cuddle with.
Yeah. You know
George farts a lot.
Just so you know, I've been holding one in like for the last half hour.
All right, let it loose. And put it into the mic.
But Carl's like somebody that I just
I
like
thought
to
about
cuddle
that
with.
earlier.
Carl's very huggable. He's very cuddleable.
I think that's a good place to end it.
Would you
no,
cuddle
no,
with me, Carl?
no. Wait. Say you would cuddle me, please.
Would you cuddle with
Well,
me,
I'd
Carl?
cuddle you. Absolutely, I'd cuddle you. What is
You
this?
know who else he would cuddle? Me.
Shut up, George. Nobody
He would.
No,
Wouldn't you,
he would
Carl?
cuddle me.
Can I tell him about what I saw last
yeah,
night?
yeah, you can.
I want to tell everybody what I saw with my own eyes. Everybody's gonna be so jealous. Okay, I want this all over Twitter. All right. We were all on the couch together. All these boys fell asleep, and I fell asleep in the massage chair. Is that allowed to be said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carl's massage chair.
Yeah, I'll answer, Carl. Yeah.
Don't talk about his massage chair.
And
We briefed you on this. How dare
sorry.
you?
You fuck.
And George and Carl. Sapnap was on one side of the couch, and George
This is really gonna upset me.
and Carl were like snuggling, and both of them were asleep. And I wanted to take a picture, but I was just like,
That's what I mean.
just with my eyes. I was like, this is the cutest thing ever.
Why didn't you cuddle with me, Carl?
That's what I mean. Carl Nap is
It
over.
was so cute.
Why did?
Did you
It's dying.
intentionally cuddle with him, or did you?
I'll
just,
tell you,
Did you just,
this
did
part
you
of the
just
story
fall
hasn't
asleep?
been addressed yet. I woke up to Carl
No.
clambering in, and he was like, "Let me in." I was like, "Okay."
This is fucked up.
That's what happened.
Wait, this is fucked. This is fucked.
Wait, what do you mean letting? What do you mean clamoring in?
What is
I
Like
woke
the
up.
blanket.
Yeah.
Aw.
I woke up and Carl was like, nuzzling in like a little burrowing.
That
bug.
is so cute. Do you?
Well, then
Do you
what
like to
actually
cuddle?
happened if that's
Do
not
you like
true?
to cuddle with your friends?
I don't mind a cuddle.
Carl is a cuddler.
Okay,
I don't mind a cuddle.
I don't mind either.
No.
I don't mind either. I don't mind a cuddle, but like to me, I don't cuddle with my friends often because it's too intimate for me.
Really?
It was really intimate.
Yeah.
I
this
don't like
morning.
cuddling with my friends when I'm actually trying to sleep. Because, like,
Dude, what do you feel as like guys that aren't? You know what I mean? Like I don't want to assume anything with anybody, but like like what do you guys feel? As,
Well, this is a good point. And I feel like
I'm
this should be
curious.
discussed.
I think it should be cuddling with friends.
I think the fact that I know that you said if anybody here was gay, it would be George. George is the straightest
I
person
actually think
on the
that
planet.
it would be you.
George is.
Wait, what? Wait, what just happened?
I actually think it would be you.
Oh, you think I would be gay out of everybody?
Yeah, I mean, like I think that's maybe it's a
What
toxic.
about me?
Oh,
You don't
is
know
it
me.
because percentage-wise, gay people have a higher IQ?
Yes. Well, no, I just think that like you are the of everybody here. You're the most comfortable, and maybe that's why I feel like you're just like you're a little bit more. You feel a little bit more fluid.
I'm more in tune.
Yeah,
I chose
Yeah.
a man on my lover host last night. And I couldn't.
that's true. I can't believe that you did, but I don't know you as well.
I don't think
Okay,
you did
that's
that
fair.
out of being gay though.
You
Huh?
picked-
Now all of a sudden it's turned into a fight to be gay.
I'm gay.
Well, here's what I was gonna say. George being one of the straightest humans I know.
He is the straightest.
one of the straightest people I know.
I know.
There's something about being able to cuddle with somebody where you know for a fact that they're not romantically interested whatsoever. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I
you
don't
say he's
know.
not romantically interested in you. KNF is dead, bitch. All right, sorry. I had to.
Explain further.
Well, it's like, for instance, it's like kissing as a joke. You know what I mean? Like you'll kiss a straight guy as a joke, and the funny part is that you know for a fact they're not interested in kissing for a romantic interest.
Does the cuddling? It depends on the type of cuddling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what sort of like if you're like straddling somebody, is that a little different? Like if your legs were like
if George is my little spoon.
Yeah.
Last night.
Is that what you guys were a little?
To be clear,
big spoon, little spoon.
He said he went. He turned around and he goes, Papa. Can you be big spoon?
Really?
Swear to God, I wouldn't lie about that.
That didn't happen.
I wouldn't lie about that.
Wow, that sounds like something.
You know what I wouldn't lie about? When we were on the couch and Carl like wakes me up and goes, "Let's go down to my bed," and then we ditch Sapnap and go sleep in Carl's bed.
Stop.
Did you actually?
Yeah, Sapnap, where were we when you woke up?
You guys were
gone?
upstairs actually when I woke up.
That's insane. I was like getting jealous. I was like, what the fuck? Everybody wants to cuddle with everybody but the gay guy.
And we watched the same movie twice.
Okay.
What was the movie?
It was Death Note live action.
The live action.
Did you guys watch it in Carl's bed?
Yeah.
Okay, but do you know what I'm saying?
Are you gonna expose me like that?
I was like, really? I didn't believe you. And you're like, yeah, let's go down. And I was like,
Okay.
I guess. Why not? And it was also really hot upstairs, which was ridiculous because Carl keeps his house at like 62.
It wasn't
Okay,
that
now
hot.
I know
It
you're
was-
not bullshitting because this is all true.
Yeah. It was hot as fuck, and it's all because of you motherfuckers. You guys ruined my house. I hate it so much.
Bro, it was hot as fuck. It was like 68.
It's really hot in here as
68.
well.
It's hot in here. It's 60.
It's fucking. I'm
It's
sweating.
not even
I'm
hot in here. I'm
sweatshirt.
actually very comfortable in
I'm
here.
about to die.
Okay.
I'm really hot.
So, I want to get back to this cuddling thing.
Okay.
How do you cuddle your friends?
Now, how
What do you mean?
Carl?
Like, in what way? Like, would you know the straddle
The
cuddle?
quick arm around,
What's a
maybe a
straddle cuddle?
potential leg around.
Really?
Leg
Leg around?
might be.
Maybe a quick
No,
hand
yeah,
up
Carl
the
does
shirt.
do the leg round. You know what? I'll
Leg
expose
around-
George.
The leg around to me crosses a line.
Wait, what's a straddle?
No, it doesn't cross the line.
What's
Well,
a
you say
what's
cross the line
wait.
romantically, he means.
I feel like it's a
what's
bit,
a straddle?
straddles when
You know
like,
what a straddle is? When you're
Like
like
when you're-
sitting on them, like straddling them.
You don't think that crosses the line?
I do think
He's
so.
putting that.
Oh,
he's-
okay.
You guys are
He
not
just
paying
said
attention.
It did.
I thought you said the leg around. cross
Wait,
the
I'm
line,
never
straddle.
crossing lines with my cuddle.
Like if
I
I was
don't-
like this, here, let me show you, George.
Dude, this
Yeah, go
line.
ahead.
Let's cuddle real
Go
quick.
ahead, cross
Let's
the
have a
line.
cuddle.
Go ahead, cross the line.
Let's have a cuddle. Could you imagine if that's what we did? I cuddled with George on stream on camera. But like if we were to like this here.
Come here.
No homo. Don't worry.
Give him.
So if we were like this, that's not very gay.
I wouldn't even count
No,
that
no,
a
no,
cuddle.
That's not even really.
That's not
cuddling.
even a cuddle.
Okay,
This is
That's
like-
like
you're just-
7th grade. You're
Okay.
about to go to homecoming.
Okay. What's like a?
And get those legs up here. Is this cuddling now?
I mean, this is like
That's cuddling.
this is.
That's
yeah,
definitely cuddling. I would put
this
that as
is
cuddling.
a bit more intimate because my
Look,
legs
look.
are.
Near his penis.
You guys cuddle. That's nobody wants to see me cuddle with George.
We'll show what we were doing last night.
I'm gonna call you out if you're lying.
Okay,
I know the truth.
Go down.
It was more like a quick, it was like one of these.
It was not.
What was it?
It wasn't. I'll tell you what it was. Because I woke up and I think when Austin left or
I
something.
mean, that George was he as uncomfortable as he is now, or is it
No,
just because
he's
the
so
camera's on?
uncomfortable.
I won't allow lies.
What
You
was
guys were little. You're gonna say it wasn't true, but I woke up and saw it. You guys were sleeping in a way that like let's say you were laying next to me. Your legs were touching like this, and you were both leaning the opposite
There's
way.
I can't see what you're doing.
So like, imagine. All right, I'll do it right here. Austin, stand.
Yeah, sure.
Imagine like we're laying down.
Yeah.
And but like Carl was leaning this way, and George was literally leaning the
Like
other
this
way. It was
way.
like one of those dead ass. That's what it was.
Yeah, maybe after we fell asleep.
I'm just
Maybe
telling
we
you what I
drifted
saw.
apart after we slept.
So do you
But-
like? What about like this? Do you like
It was one of
wrap
these.
like that?
Yeah.
So
And then
that-
turn a little bit more. It's probably like one of these. Yeah.
But that's not. But like, what if you were
Wait,
like?
Smile, it's about to be a profile.
What if
picture.
you're?
The leg is around.
That's true. But like, what if he was facing you? Like, okay. But you know what I'm saying? Like, what if he was like straddling you, and you were straddling each other, facing one another, holding each other like that?
straddling?
That
Is that a bit intimate?
I guess that is a bit.
Just that's
intimate.
about to just be
If you're
called-
facing
the
each
title of
other,
this
there's
video is
something
just be called
intimate.
gay. Like,
It's definitely intimate if you're facing each other.
no,
We'll
when
call
you're
it, what are we calling it? Banter the gay episode.
we already had the sex episode.
By the way,
No, it
I
was a
did that
love
for the-
episode,
look,
not the sex
all
episode.
I'm saying
it was a
is-
love episode.
after I just saw that, KNF is very alive and well.
Wait,
what about Colnap?
Carl Knapp is dead until you guys
Whoa.
cuddle on this desk right now.
On the desk.
On
You
the
know what?
desk.
That
thing,
feels
the
uncomfortable.
thing is, George just likes to push. Like George is the master, of just pushing things that aren't true.
Oh.
That's what he is.
Oh.
It's true.
Because
Look,
George, like
I know
I
it must-
said,
it must
like
hurt for you to wake up
the fact
from
of the
all of us
matter
being
is,
on the
George. The
couch, but
fact
I'm
of the
curious
matter.
what the
The
audience
fact
thinks
of the
about
matter
this.
is, George is the straightest person.
It must
I
hurt for you to
know.
go to sleep with us on the couch and then wake up and we're
I'm curious
his
what the
bed.
audience thinks about this. Do you cuddle with your friends?
I feel like I was gonna. That
I
was,
cuddle-
You know, fine. I'll say it.
I cuddle with my friends.
I'll say
Yeah.
it. But I don't cuddle
George
with anyone
George wouldn't
except
cuddle
for
with me.
Carl for some reason.
George is a liar.
George wouldn't cuddle with me
I wouldn't.
because it's too gay for him. He would feel uncomfortable.
There's no shot. You must
He's,
cuddle
he's,
with other
he's just lying.
I just don't think. I don't know why. It's just even like with almost anyone, but Carl for some reason. Carl has unlocked cuddling with.
I think
with
we should
George.
we need to normalize cuddling
I think
platonically.
anyone else, it's just weird to me.
We need to normalize
Like,
cuddling
especially
platonically.
Satnam. Like that.
I will
that's
say,
just- that's just weird.
How's it weird?
I don't like
You were
it.
like in my bed with me watching movies.
I will
Yeah,
say
but
this.
That was a one time.
It's really hard.
That was
one
one
time
time.
It's
It happened
a one-time
once.
thing.
That was a one time thing.
It's really
It's
hard
not
for
a one-time
me.
thing.
Wait, how many times does it happen then?
I don't know. Like,
Let Austin speak.
we're constantly
All right,
in
fine.
each other's
Austin,
beds.
speak. So basically, speak. And
I think it's just hard for me sometimes to separate the two, depending on who it is.
Separate the two of what?
Oh my god.
Oh,
Motherfuckers
oh,
just
wrong.
don't be listening and then cut
All
up.
right. So who
Well,
have you,
no, because you guys cut him off 15 times and
all right,
forgot whatever
Austin,
the fuck
who
he was
have you
about to
cuddled
say.
with that you were confused about?
You, George.
You have not cuddled with me.
Oh, well, I guess last night doesn't count then.
You just exposed us for cuddling.
Oh. I didn't cut. No, I don't know.
Look, guys, that's been the Banter podcast. Where can you find Austin? Austin.
Austin on
Any
Twitter.
gay bar in LA, probably.
Austin on Twitter.
To be clear, it's literally at Austin on Twitter.
Literally.
On Twitter.
Yeah.
What are we?
Literally.
Austin Show on Twitch. Austin Show. Just Google me. You'll find it. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
He's
You
the
should
best.
try to get Austin's show on Twitter.
Should.
I will say, he's literally a lot of the reason that I started making the content that I started making to begin with.
Whoa.
The event-based style of content that I've ever done, a lot of it was inspired by
The pioneer.
he was one of the pioneers of event-based streams
Thank you.
on Twitch.
Thank you.
There it is.
Thank you very
Well,
much.
there's only one more thing we need to talk about next.
Yeah, before we leave, we have to say one more thing.